People around the world have caught terrifying footage of werewolves, dogmen, and humanoid beasts in the most unexpected places. Glowing eyes, monstrous faces, and massive bodies. Some vanished, a few were captured, and others are still out there, ready to haunt your nightmares. So let's begin. Late at night, a girl went out near the forest to search for her missing dog. What she came across instead was a terrifying creature. Its face looked like a wolf's, with an angry face and eyes that seemed to glow in the dark.
Oh, I think... Come on! That's gotta be her. What? Is that her?
The creature was massive, clearly dangerous, and the girl screamed in terror, barely escaping with her life. The closeness of the monster shows she had stepped right into its territory. The missing dog adds an even darker detail. Either the werewolf had taken it, or the girl had stumbled onto its fresh prey. Neighborhood horror. A couple from a quiet neighborhood started noticing something strange happening at night. Their trash cans were always knocked over, and at first, they thought raccoons were to blame.
That is when things started getting a little strange. We woke up, our trash cans were scattered everywhere. It's like the raccoons are back.
Looks like somebody had a trash party.
So they set up an old camera outside to see what was going on.
We had this old camera, so we set it up outside to try to get an idea of what was going on.
But what they caught on tape shocked them. It wasn't a raccoon or even a bear.
We saw something very strange.
It was weird.
It wasn't so clear. It looked like a bear. Trust me, there's no bears in this neighborhood.
The blurry video showed a tall creature with large ears and a human-like body wearing torn clothes. As the nights went on, they noticed their neighbor acting oddly. Blank stares, strange behavior, and vanishing right before sunrise. When the sun came up one morning, they saw him again. Only his clothes were ripped apart. It was clear now, he wasn't just their neighbor, he was a werewolf. The couple packed their bags fast, realizing some neighbors aren't meant to be known too well. Hidden transformation. A man had always suspected that his neighbor wasn't entirely human. One night, he decided to secretly record him, and what he captured was unbelievable. The neighbor walked out of his house as usual, but when he disappeared behind the bushes, he didn't come back. Instead, a creepy creature, a werewolf, emerged and walked back into the house. The video gave shocking, undeniable proof of a werewolf transformation, confirming the man's darkest fears. The short time between the neighbor entering the bushes and the creature appearing shows just how fast and violent the change was. Now, the man and anyone who sees the footage can't ignore what really lives next door. Human beast. You won't believe what happened in Sialkot, Pakistan in 2021. Doctors and staff were stunned when a patient arrived with matted fur, sharp teeth, and a wolf-like face. Locals say it had been found in a vulnerable condition. Many immediately whispered about werewolves from local folklore, while scientists suggested it could be a rare genetic mutation blurring the line between human and beast. The mysterious specimen was transferred to the disclosed location, and after that, no further information has been shared. Giant wolf. In California, a driver on a roadside got an unexpected surprise. A massive wolf appeared. These types of wolves are already known as some of the largest in nature, reaching about 90 to 95 centimeters tall and weighing up to 80 kilograms. But this one looked even bigger, possibly much larger than a normal wolf. The driver filmed the scene from inside his car, and the wolf didn't seem scared at all. It just stood there calmly, watching him, almost as if it was waiting for the right moment. The driver had no choice but to turn back, sensing that something more dark and sinister could be ahead. Massive figure. A short video filmed deep in the woods shows something truly massive moving between the trees. The dark figure looked almost unreal. Broad chest, huge arms, and a long snout that reflected light like metal. Judging by its size, it could easily weigh close to 1,000 pounds. The person filming stayed silent, too scared to move. The creature's slow, heavy steps and towering build made it clear this was no ordinary animal. Maybe it was a werewolf, or perhaps Dogman caught on camera once again. Haunted house. A man decided to explore an old abandoned house hidden deep in the woods. With his camera on, he started filming from the outside. Everything seemed quiet until he walked closer to one of the windows. That's when he froze. Inside the house, a deformed, terrifying face was staring right back at him. Its skin looked burnt, its eyes hollow, and its mouth twisted in an unnatural way. The man panicked and ran off immediately. Many believed it was a demon that still owned the house, guarding it from anyone who dared to come close. Backyard stalker. A quiet night for a man in Brazil quickly turned terrifying. He felt someone was inside his backyard, making him grab his phone to record. When he pointed the camera into the darkness, he saw something massive. It had a long snout, huge ears, and sharp teeth. Nothing like any animal he knew. Its body seemed like a mix of dog and human. For a few tense moments, he could only watch, wondering, was this a werewolf or just an unusually wild animal roaming too close to home? Red-eyed demon. A villager in Indonesia spotted what looked like an owl resting on a high branch, but when he looked closer, it had glowing red eyes and was hiding its face. He quickly realized it wasn't a bird at all. Things took a scary turn for him. It was Genderuwo, the terrifying being from Javanese folklore known for disguising itself and tricking people. The village hasn't felt the same since, as everyone stays alert, unsure if the demon might appear again. Forest predator. A camper in the forest when his phone captured something chilling. An animal with howling sounds and pointed teeth stood just a few feet away, and its glowing eyes locked on him. The video ended abruptly, and the boy was never seen again. Investigators found this last video on his phone. They revealed the shocking truth. The animal was a werewolf, and it had taken the boy with it. You'd better be careful while camping, because it watches, waits, and the next time it appears, it might be closer than anyone expects. Night Stalker. Deep in the woods, a lost hiker came across something straight out of a nightmare. A dark, hairy beast with a red, deformed face staring right at him. At first, he tried to scare it away with wood, but nothing worked. The creature didn't move, didn't blink. It just kept watching him. The closer he got, the more his body froze in fear. Looked like a demonic entity that guards the woods, or perhaps a creature we have not heard about yet. Either way, that hiker was lucky to walk out alive. Most never get that chance. Wild pursuit. A hiker was walking through the forest when he saw a dark creature lying on the ground. His dog started barking, and the creature suddenly ran after it like crazy. At first, it looked like a wolf, but it was huge, way bigger than any wolf he had ever seen. The way it moved was fast and wild, showing real strength and power. Some say it might be a giant wolf, or even a four-legged version of a Dogman. Whatever it was, being that close made one thing clear. Some beasts in the forest are far bigger, faster, and deadlier than we ever imagined. Wolf mystery. A ranger recently caught what looked like a beast straight out of a myth. It was a massive wolf, its size anything but normal. Curious, researchers sent the creature's body to a lab to study what it could be. At first glance, it seemed like a normal African wolf, but the scientist quickly noticed something strange. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a European wolf, far from its natural habitat. Even stranger, its teeth were unlike any wolf species. Only sharp incisors, no molars, and perfectly clean. How did a European wolf jaw end up in Africa? It appeared the poor wolf traveled a very long way. Road chase. While driving fast down a lonely road, a man suddenly noticed something running near his car at an even greater speed. Shocked, he thought it had to be a cryptid creature because of its speed. Curious, he got closer, and that's when he saw it. A huge gray wolf. But here's the thing, it wasn't moving like any normal wolf. The speed, the way it ran, it was almost unreal. Some might even say it looked like one of those legendary Dogmen or a werewolf in its four-legged form. Whatever this creature was, it wasn't ordinary. Ranch mystery. In early March 2004, a ranch owner in Tehachapi, California, set up a camera outside his home after noticing his garden had been disturbed. The footage showed a large, hunched creature moving through the brush, grabbing food, and vanishing before he could get a closer look.
We were just having problems out here. There was something disturbing the garden and something disturbing the horses. So I just came out here and set me up the camera on top of that there building, and I got me some pictures and video of something like I never seen before. It took off, got out of here quick. They, came in and rustled up some stuff and got some food and then got out of here.
Around the same time, a tragic disappearance of a young boy was reported in the area, sparking fear among locals. Sightings continued across the state, from wolf-like monsters in the north to dogman creatures near Bakersfield. Despite wild wolves having been absent from California for decades, experts are still confused by the sightings, leaving a strange question. Are these just myths coming to life, or is something far more sinister quietly roaming California's forests and deserts? Hidden beast. A man returned to his old rest house near the woods after 2 years, only to find a terrifying creature waiting there. As he walked around the property, he spotted a giant figure hiding behind the bushes. It was so large that even while crouched, half of its body was still visible. From its pointed ears and broad, muscular frame, it looked exactly like a dogman. The sight froze him in fear. It seemed the creature had taken over the area while he was gone. Now, the man has no choice but to stay away until the beast decides to leave on its own. Kitchen claw. A man in China was about to order dinner when something behind the kitchen window made him lose his appetite instantly. There, beside the counter, was a huge, pale hand, hairless, with long claws that looked nothing like a human's. The footage quickly went viral, shocking everyone who saw it. Many claimed it was the claw of a Bigfoot, though that creature is said to live deep in forests, not city kitchens. If that really was a part of one, then maybe these legends are much closer to us than we thought, and authorities need to look into this matter seriously before any worse could be next. Demonic watch.
What the hell is that?
In the forest of West Virginia, a camper was walking back to his tent when two glowing eyes appeared in the darkness. The eyes belonged to a creepy, demonic creature standing in front of him, pointing directly toward him, almost as if it were calling him closer. Panicking, the camper hid behind a tree for a few seconds. When he gathered the courage to look again, the creature was gone, but the image of those glowing eyes stayed with him forever.
What the hell? Bro, it's got hands!
Road watcher. A driver was recording on his phone while driving through the woods at night when an animal appeared on the road. At first, he thought it was a donkey, but something was off. Its shape didn't match any animal he had ever seen. It stood there for a while, staring at the car, then slowly walked away. Could it have been a dogman? A cryptid? Either way, you'd better keep your eyes open in the woods. Never know when a cryptid like this decides to come face to face. Hidden stalker. The camper felt like something was following him deep in the Appalachian Mountains, and he was right. Behind a wide tree trunk, he spotted a black figure hiding. At first, it looked like Bigfoot, its large, shadowy form trying to stay out of sight. But as he zoomed in, the truth became clear. It was the hide-behind, a cryptid that local legends have warned about for generations, known for stalking travelers. When the camper got closer, the monster vanished completely, performing its signature disappearing act. The hide-behind isn't terrifying because of what you see. It's frightening because of what you don't. One moment it's there, the next you're alone, and the silence makes you wonder if it's still watching. Garden Watcher. In Brazil, CCTV footage captured a scary sight in a local garden. The video shows a large, hairy creature moving through the area. At first, it creeps along on all fours, but then it rises and stands on two legs. The garden owner says it was about 5 feet tall. Some people thought it might be a big ape, but no wild monkeys or apes in that area are that large. Its long, dog-like snout also doesn't match any known animal from the region. The video worried authorities so much that, after other strange sightings nearby, they set a 9 p.m. curfew to keep people safe. For many, this proves that something unknown may be living right in their backyard. Predator eyes. While a father was filming his daughter playing near a pond, he noticed something terrifying in the distance. In the background of the video, a large, dark creature appeared. It had a big humanoid body with long arms and moved near the edge of the woods. The video is blurry, so it's hard to be sure what it is. Maybe a werewolf, a dogman, or something else entirely. Its size and shape ruled out normal animals, and the way it stood and watched makes it clear this was a predator. The fact that it was keeping an eye on a child is deeply unsettling and shows it could strike if it got closer. Black Forest. Here is one of the most mysterious pieces that comes from the Black Forest in late 1943. German soldiers, tasked with securing the southern border, came across a strange, mutilated creature lying motionless on the ground, and the soldiers posed next to it, clearly stunned. Decades later, the remains were examined and displayed in the Berlin Museum of Natural History. Modern DNA testing revealed the skeleton was made from manipulated wolf bones, but the footage continues to spark debate. Was it a simple wolf or something far stranger? Feral mimicry. A worker outside his factory noticed something strange. At first, it looked like 3 dogs moving in a line, but the one in the middle seemed different. It looked almost like a person was copying the dog's movements. Things got even weirder when, on the other side of the road, a similar sight appeared. A man moving on all fours, acting more like an animal than a human. People nearby started speculating. This could be Skinwalker, humans taken over by a creature, or a new breed of feral werewolves caught mid-shift. Whatever it was, it left everyone on edge, wondering if they had just seen a real-life cryptid. Forest howls. Scary howls coming from the edge of a Brazilian forest made a local resident check his surveillance camera late at night. What he found was shocking. A dark, hairy beast appeared on the footage for a few seconds before vanishing out of view. The creature's appearance and howling all matched the description of a werewolf. The footage, confirmed by the surveillance system, gave chilling proof that something terrifying was real and roaming dangerously close to homes. Perhaps this beast wasn't just wandering, it was hunting. Farm Intruder. A farmer on his own land noticed a strange creature in his farm. It wasn't one of his usual livestock, a dark, hairy beast. The farmer said it matched every description he'd ever heard about a werewolf. Its movements were tense and deliberate, like it was searching for prey, and its eyes seemed to follow him for a moment. That day, the farm didn't just feel eerie, it became the stage for a real-life encounter with something out of legend. Glowing eyes. On November 5th, 2021, in a rural area of Ohio, a couple's car suddenly broke down on a lonely road. As they stepped out to check, they noticed something strange behind the roadside bushes. Two glowing eyes staring right at them. The creature, whatever it was, stayed hidden, only revealing those bright, unblinking eyes. The couple didn't dare to move closer. The silence around them made the moment even scarier. Many believe it could have been a Dogman, or perhaps a werewolf watching from the dark.
Hello.
Shapeshifter fear. This sighting is the strangest of all we've seen so far. In a quiet village field in Texas, locals came across a horrifying figure. People described it as the Mexican shapeshifter known as the Nahual, a human sorcerer from ancient Mesoamerican beliefs who can turn into animals like a wolf, coyote, or jaguar to perform dark acts. The creature's presence sent fear through the whole village. Many now believe the Nahual wasn't passing through. It came there for a reason, and its return could bring even darker events. Dogman encounter. The villagers were tired of the strange disappearances near their forest, so one night they decided to investigate themselves. Armed with flashlights and cameras, they ventured into the woods. That's when they saw it. A hairy figure with glowing eyes stood perfectly still, watching them. Its face looked like a dog's, but its body was tall and humanoid. Fear hit them hard as they realized it was likely a Dogman, a giant wolf-like creature walking on two legs from old legends. They knew they had finally found the culprit, but they couldn't get rid of it that night. Shadow Stalker. Check out this creepy video a trail camera caught on the night of March 1st, 2023. The camera showed a dark shadow in the tall grass. Its eyes glowed bright in the dark, staring right at the lens. It might be a Dogman or a werewolf because the creature had a human-like body but a canine head, and it stood completely upright. It looked like it knew the camera was there. This proves that these night creatures aren't just stories. They're real, and they're still out there, watching whenever someone enters their territory. Hairless predator. In Colorado, local news reported an unbelievable headline. A creature resembling a bear was spotted in a front yard. A resident captured the footage, and at first glance, it looked like a bear. But it was almost hairless, and moved in a strange, loping way. It stayed on the property for a long time. News outlets reported it could be a chupacabra, a creature from folklore. The chupacabra could be drawn to towns for livestock, looking for food and easier hunting than in the wild. This incident shows that it is expanding its territory, and it's a big alert. Tropical Wolfman. Hunters went into the Tanzanian tropics and found a body that didn't look like any animal they had seen before. Its hands and face looked human, but the mouth was full of sharp predator teeth, clearly made for hunting. The body didn't show any signs of decay, so it seemed to have passed away recently. Experts who saw the footage said it was the body of a wolfman. This changes everything we know about cryptids. Its hands might be used to grab the prey, and its teeth could destroy anyone. It was a real apex predator. That one body proves the scariest truth. The wolfman isn't just a man who transformed in our stories from animal to human, but it's a species of its own. Backyard Watcher. This happened in a suburban area of Florida, a place already full of exotic animals. A woman captured something strange in her backyard, peeking through a tree right near her house. At first, it looked like just another wild animal, but its shape and glowing eyes were unsettling. Is it a werewolf, or some other cryptid came to life? You decide, but one thing's clear. It's watching for the town people, and it's close to their homes. Tree Spectre. A group of men in the Philippines recently filmed a strange creature high in a tree, leaving everyone puzzled. The footage showed a small, human-like body with a face that looked like a mix between a koala and a beaver, something no one has ever seen. According to the group, it could be a type of unknown wild ape, while locals tied it to an ancient forest spirit. Whatever, one thing is sure, the Philippines' remote jungles and mountains are full of mysteries, and this sighting adds to the long list of strange creatures. Predator stare. A man walking in the remote woods spotted a massive, furry creature. At first, he thought it was just a gorilla. It stared at him for a moment, then walked away. Nothing unusual, right? But what made it terrifying was the way it walked. It was strangely human-like. When the camera zoomed in, the figure was blurry, but it looked like it could be the legendary Bigfoot. Even more unsettling, the deer nearby were frozen, watching carefully, and didn't move until it disappeared. Prey animals have a natural fear of true predators, and these animals may have recognized Bigfoot long before humans ever did. Night werewolf. A strange figure was recently spotted in Três Lagoas, a city near Mato Grosso do Sul, Brazil, running down a main street in the middle of the night. Witnesses initially couldn't believe their eyes, describing a massive bipedal shape moving with purpose. When the footage was analyzed by authorities, it became clear that it was a hybrid werewolf, around 8 feet tall with a muscular body. Locals say this creature has been haunting the outer districts for years, linked to human demises and countless animal invasions. This shows that some legends of monstrous beings might be far closer to reality than anyone ever expected. Spirit shadows. Local authorities set up a trail camera in a village area after repeated reports of strange activity. The footage captured a shadowy figure. Then, within a second, a plant bent down as if pushed by an invisible hand. Then, another dark figure appeared out of nowhere, moving silently across the area. These weren't normal animals. They looked like spirits or guardians, claiming the abandoned part of the village as their own. Their presence seemed to warn anyone from entering, showing that this part of the village was off limits. Walking goat. Have you ever seen a goat walking on 2 legs? If not, here it is. In a small village, panic broke out when they saw it, but things were quite different. It wasn't your usual goat. Its head looked like a goat's, but the way it moved was almost human. People just stood scared as it walked around, its strange posture and wild eyes leaving everyone terrified. Villagers had always whispered about a half-man, half-goat creature carrying an axe and spreading fear. That day, the goatman wasn't just a story to them anymore. It was real, and the villagers won't forget it. Bush predator. A wildlife camera spotted something strange near a remote farm, and it wasn't a wolf this time. The footage showed a gray, hunched creature with big ears moving low through the bushes. Like it was hunting, experts confirmed it was a chupacabra, the legendary goat sucker that attacks livestock. Its sneaky movements suggest it could be living nearby, keeping farmers on edge. He was unlucky to run into it, but we were lucky to catch it on camera as proof for the world that the chupacabra isn't just a mythical creature anymore. Possessed man? Have you ever seen a possessed man turn out to be something far worse? In a village in Bangladesh, locals thought that's what they were witnessing until his movements gave the truth away. His mouth opened like a wolf and was making a howling sound, and even his hands looked like a wolf's. But how can a man do this? It wasn't a man at all. It was a wolfman. The video ended immediately before the next move of wolfman can be seen. It came from the nearby forest and, shockingly, revealed itself to the world. It seems like it came to mark its territory, letting the villagers know the forest and their surroundings were its domain. Basement intruder. You felt completely safe at home, right? But not after seeing this video. In the USA, a werewolf broke into a couple's house through the basement and moved toward them in a terrifying way. Luckily, they managed to call 911 and were saved, but what happened to the creature afterward remains unknown. This frightening encounter is a reminder. You never know when or from where something like this could appear, even inside your own home. Open discussion. On April 16th, 2017, a CCTV camera captured something shocking: a werewolf standing upright in a driveway between two parked cars. The image was clear enough to cause panic in the town, proving that these creatures aren't just hiding in forests anymore. They can move through neighborhoods, under the cover of darkness, and right past ordinary homes. That footage is a clear reminder. Your security camera can now catch a nightmare before it reaches your door. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.